And we're live. Happy Wednesday. Just making sure. It's been a few weeks since I've done this. Making sure we're live. If you can hear us and see us, give me a thumbs up in the chat. It is time. And a thumbs up here in the studio. Hey, I see there's some people who were here before we got here. Monty says, I miss your beautiful face. Yay. Monty Strick. Jordan says, what's up? Moses says, dang, she must be having technical difficulties. Well, let me tell you, I just got out of a meeting. We did a very important meeting at our home, and we're letting the person out.
Most important ever.
We're letting the person out of the house, so that's what the holdup was. But I do schedule this to start at 3:05 to give y'all a chance to get in here, because y'all be late, and I don't want to sit here talking to myself. But anyways, I guess you guys can hear me. I see an applause. I see, hey y'all, from Nita, Marriage Go Round. It's almost time to sing the song. What's up, T-Hawk? What's up, Big E? So let me start by saying, welcome to 2023. Happy New Year. This is the first episode of Marriage Go Round of the new year with Tanjareen and CT. This is a relationship podcast. So please, I know that we are content creators and we are actors and stand-up comedians, but let's keep our questions related to relationships for this particular podcast. Let me turn this a little bit more off that cup and more on us. Okay, there we go. And I don't know how I feel about that. My baby ordered some food and he is eating, and I'm going to be taking his braids down because it is time, and he's been asking me for a couple of days, and I was like, you know what? I'll do it during the podcast. So let's get into that. But first, let me let you guys know this is episode number 28 of the Marriage Go Round podcast. It is time for your favorite, the theme song. I'll let him rinse out his mouth before we get started. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, and do. You ready?
Marriage go round. Marriage go round.
Because it's married things and things, all right. Married things and things, all right. The Real Relationship Podcast. Braka, braka, braka. My baby's so good at that song, and it brings me so much joy to hear us sing it together. Mm-hmm. Yes, you guys are in time for the theme song, my favorite marriage couple. What's up, Tanjareen and CT? What's up, CobraTay? CobraTay! CobraTay! What's up, Tangerine CT? Hey, y'all. Hey, Andrea, we miss you. What's up, family? What's up, Cousin Jay? Monty, the year is new. Hello, YouTube. Bars from Monty Strick. So I'm going to be taking this braids down because, as you can see, it's time, but they were looking really, really good for the past couple weeks, and we're going to let you know what we have been up to, because we haven't done this show since December 21st. We've had Christmas, we've had New Year's, and we've had a trip to Las Vegas. So I'll let him talk about that real quick before we get into a relationship topic. If you have questions about relationships, I will pin them and star them, and I'll get back to them when we start talking about relationships. Real husband do real things. Love it, bro. Hey.
Bless. So I was in Vegas last week. Shout out to the Comedy Cellar. I performed 14 shows.
Woo!
Tanjareen joined me on Thursday.
For the last 8 shows.
For the last 8. We had a good time. It was very fun. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't gamble. So I am not a good Vegas visitor. However, you start noticing things in Vegas, like they don't want you to do anything but gamble or go drink or whatever. Excuse me. So there's really not really any room service in that particular hotel. There is no strong internet.
Ooh.
There is no smart TV because they don't really want you watching TV.
Y'all did not hear from me and him because we couldn't really be online like that out there.
Man, I couldn't play my game for a full 7 days, bro. I was miserable. I'm talking about, we left as soon as I got off stage Sunday night and came back as I drove back, and as soon as I got in the house, it was like 3:30 in the morning, took my luggage up, unpacked because I didn't want to hear her mouth. And immediately, I'm trying to go give her a kiss. And she's like, where you about to go? I'm like, you know where I'm about to go.
I was so mad because we had left Vegas. It's about a 3.5, 4-hour drive, depending on what time of day. I thought for sure coming home at 3 a.m. we were going to go to sleep. And he went straight down to his man cave.
You think I was rushing to go to sleep? I was rushing to get to that game. So I played the game. And today we just got life insurance, guys. Because rest in peace to my guy Boogie B. Rest in peace to everybody we've lost over the past 3 years. But man, we're losing so many people, and people of different ages, and it's never a conversation you want to have. But you know, you got to do it.
It's important, and we should have done it a long time ago. We've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. But after going to Boogie B's memorial on Monday, and he just died from a stray bullet, going home to his hometown during the Christmas holiday. He loves his hometown, and for him to pass away, just visiting his family and being so excited to go, we were like, okay, it's time. Let's make this appointment.
So here we are.
Here we are. So sorry we're a little bit late, but we had an amazing holiday for Christmas. We hosted another party. You can see a little bit of the game one of the games we played here live on my YouTube and Facebook. It was a cellophane ball game. And we also played the White Elephant Exchange. We had a lot of good food. His mom flew in town from Detroit and made 100 pieces of fried chicken fresh. Everybody loved it. And she made her mac and cheese. Everybody loved it. And then I made some soul food, vegan soul food. And we just had a good time. It was about a 12-hour party, you guys. The last few people left at about 4 in the morning. And the first few people got here at 4 in the afternoon. So we had a great time for Christmas. And then I hosted a 99-year-old birthday party on New Year's Eve in the daytime, an hour away from our house. So by the time I got home, after having gone to like 3 or 4 Christmas parties throughout the month, ugly sweater parties and all that, I didn't want to do anything for New Year's Eve. So we stayed in. My baby was accommodating, and we watched The Best Man Holiday. And
Best Man Final Chapters.
I'm sorry, The Best Man Final Chapters. I had already rewatched Holiday the week before, but you're right. We watched The Best Man Final Chapters, the TV series on Peacock.
And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. I don't know if y'all remember this or realize this. Watching Best Man and Best Man Holiday and Best Man Final Chapters, yes, it's an ensemble cast and all these actors are amazing. But Taye Diggs is the star.
He's the best man.
He's the best man.
And I didn't realize that when I watched the movies, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But when I started watching the second movie, Best Man Holiday, the week before New Year's Eve, I was like, oh, shoot, this is all around Taye Diggs. He's the best man. And then when he started watching series with me, he had the same revelation. Oh, wow, you feel like it's an ensemble cast because, they're all stars and they're all great. But it's really based on Taye Diggs.
Centered around Taye Diggs.
So good for him.
And this is my Taye Diggs listening face. If you ever watch Taye Diggs act.
In All American especially.
Especially All American. He has this listening face. His listening face. Start talking to me.
Yeah, so I just want to talk to you about how you run the plays for the football game because I feel like you've been doing a bad job at it, and I was wondering if you can make any improvements so that we can win some games. That is the face that Taye Diggs makes every single time he's listening.
That sounds good. Here, let's table this. It's hilarious to me. Every time I see him do his listening face, bro, I am such a Taye Diggs fan. Every time I see him act.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, Ashley.
He leaves a little space in his mouth.
He's got it. He nailed it.
Let me think about that. You're like, Taye Diggs, bro.
Hey, man, maybe that's what we need to do so that we can get some more roles.
That's my Taye Diggs listening face.
That's Taye Diggs. No cap, Aaron Smith says. What's up, Aaron Smith? Kiara just had a birthday last week. So happy birthday to
Happy belated, Kiara. Love Kiara.
Go on and put your cash app in the chat, Kiara, because you've been a moderator for me and CT for this whole pandemic and beyond it. And if anybody wants to send her a couple dollars for her late birthday gift, please do. Because she has been amazing and never asked for anything in return. Yeah. I was telling my wife, he does that damn face. Aaron Smith agrees with you. Excellent, excellent. So if you want to talk to us about relationships and get on camera with us, I posted a link. I posted a link that is in the description of Facebook and YouTube because we are broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube at the same damn time. Click the link and sign in on Facebook or YouTube and wait for us in the green room. I see we have somebody in there waiting to ask us something. We'll get to you a little bit later. And let's see, happy birthday, Kiara. It's been my pleasure. I enjoy it. Look how sweet she is. I got a question and on the camera. Okay, we'll get to you, Ashley White. There's her cash app. Somebody send her a couple dollars, let her get herself a nice smoothie or a nice little vodka tonic. I don't know what her drink is, but it's the Kiara with 3
Apparently,
A's.
it's frequent flyer miles is what she drinks.
Yes, because she's always in California and she does not live in California, you guys.
What did you want to talk about today?
Well, I have a couple topics I could get to, but I want you to
have the topics.
Oh, okay. I should have said this to you before.
Yeah, you should.
But we could talk about where did it go? Did you send me any memes that were relationship?
No, and you're unprepared, Tanjareen. I don't really like to disrespect it.
I wanted to ask this one.
Okay. Ooh, that's great. Start with that. Go ahead.
All right, great. So for today's episode of the Marriage Go Round podcast, episode number 28, the first thing I would like to talk about relationship-wise is what are you saving for marriage?
Ooh.
I know a lot of people that say, well, I'm not going to do that for him because he's not my husband. I'm not cooking for him. I'm not cleaning for him. I'm not doing the butt stuff because he's not my husband. And fellas might be like, oh, yeah, I'll learn to be faithful, but she's not my wife. You know, I'm not going to give her all of my loyalty until she's my wife. I'm not going to fix her car or take care of this. I'm not going to pay her phone bill. She's not my wife. My question for you today, ladies and gentlemen, is what are you saving for marriage? And if you're already married, did you save anything that you didn't do until you got married? That's what I want to talk about today on the Marriage Go Round.
Give us your thoughts.
And of course, as usual, let us know if you're married or not with a capital M in the comments. Capital S if you're single, capital D if you're divorced. If you've been divorced twice, I'm gonna put up them double D's.
Yeah.
That means that we need to talk to you and figure out what you're doing. Haven't seen you guys in hella weeks. Exactly, Robert. Exactly. We took some time off, which we are allowed to, which I didn't even feel like I took time off because I was hosting so many events while we were off. And then I went to his show, so he wasn't off. And finally, I feel like yesterday was my first day back to work after all this time that people have been off. Big old S for me. I'm in the single department, Ashley White, but she had a man when she first started watching our podcast, and we helped ease her out of that situation so she could find somebody who loves her a little bit better. CobraTay is single.
Nice.
Your Tank. Throw up that double M, that big M.
What up, Tank?
All right, so what are y'all saving for marriage? Are you saving nothing for marriage? Are you giving your all in these relationships and preparing yourself to give your all as soon as you get married?
What did you save for marriage?
Did I save anything for marriage? Let me think. Kiara says, oh, that's a good question.
While you're thinking, I'll say this. So what annoys me is when I hear single people or people who are dating, or when you hear women say, yeah, you know, I've been dating for a long, when am I going to get the ring? When am I going to get the ring? It's like, yo, first of all, this is to every woman out there. You should never have to ask or try and be passive aggressive or even aggressive about a man marrying you, because a man is going to marry you whether he wants to. If he wants to marry you, he's going to. A man knows whether he's going to marry you or not, period. You don't even have to ask. So if he's wasting your years, it's because you're allowing him to. Now, with that said, not judging anybody's relationship, I'm just telling you to not be that person that is asking, when are we going to get married? When you going to give me the ring? But what annoys me is when I see people say, oh, you know, I'm not doing this or that unless I get the ring. And it's like, you play how you practice. You're never going to go from 0 to 100. If you've been with a person for 5 years or 3 years or whatever, and you say, yeah, I'm not washing no clothes until we get married. And it's like, no, you're not. When you get married, you're not going to magically start washing clothes just because a ring is on your finger. That's not how it goes. You play how you practice. If you went these 2 years without washing those clothes, you're going to continue to go on without washing those clothes. You're not going to magically start cooking and cleaning and, like she said, doing butt stuff because you got a ring on your finger. You play how you practice. So when women, I remember being in high school and a girl was like, yeah, I lost my virginity, but I'm not going to do like no anal or no head or nothing like that until I get married. I'm saving that for my husband. I'm like, that's ridiculous. You're not going to magically want to try this when you're married if you've made it to marriage.
Now, see, that's different because some people are actually saving sex for marriage.
Sex is different. I'm talking about anal and head.
I don't mind that. And then there are some girls who save their front entrance for marriage and they let guys go in the back.
Woo!
Or in the mouth.
Woo!
And they're saving the front for marriage.
Woo!
So that's interesting too. And if you're one of those people, let me know, because I was celibate for 3 years. And that's why I made the Celibate Nympho Chronicles web series, which you can see right here on YouTube. Ding! And that's what also spawned the Celibate Nympho podcast, which is on my Patreon page. But I was doing a lot of stuff in between to not have the full-on sex. It was a lot of dry humping, and then sometimes it was some wet humping, and then there was like, oh, well, let me just put the tip. It was all these things.
Wet humping is sex.
I don't know. I just made that up.
Wet humping is sex. Nobody talks about wet humping. Everybody talks about dry humping. Wet humping is sex.
Wet humping is sex. But I was doing all these different things because I was trying to save myself for marriage. Even though I had already had sex before, I had, become born again virgin, born again Christian, and I was trying to save that for marriage. But as far as, obviously that's all BS, but it was how I felt. Go ahead.
I realized what I saved for marriage.
What did you say?
Because I've been racking my brain for years. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what did I save for marriage? providing.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you that.
Not just providing, you know, in the circumstances you guys feel, but providing myself. And in relationships in the past, I've always been like, oh, well, you know, you get over it. Some will pass, right? And in marriage, I have provided myself. Hey, what do you need? What is going to make you happy? What can I do to make you happy? How can I listen to you? How can I be there for you? Okay, such and such's birthday. Okay, such and such's party. You need me to, before Uber, you need me to pick you up from the airport or take you to the airport. Or
I couldn't even get my baby to pick me up at the airport in Vegas.
Hell no.
He drove to Vegas.
Listen.
His car was in the hotel. I flew to watch his performances.
Appreciated it.
And I said, baby, can you come get me from the airport? He said, hell no, I'm not driving nowhere. I'm not leaving this hotel.
I'm not, because when I got to that hotel, I parked my car in that valet, and I was, first of all, I need a round of applause in the comments. I drove to Vegas. I didn't have to stop for gas one time. That is a 4-hour drive. And it took me 4.5 because of traffic. 4.5-hour drive. Did not have to stop for gas one time. I say, great. When I park this car in valet, I get my car back next Monday, and I'm going to fill it up and drive back to LA, not have to stop again. So I was not making any extra trips while I was at the hotel.
Understood. Let's see. Tank says, I saved my best 5 minutes for marriage. He's talking about that 5 minutes of, what do you call it?
5 minutes of fire.
5 minutes of fire. He has a shirt on his site for that. He saved that. Guys talking about us getting life insurance. We are covered through the military, but also bought into additional, make sure you have a will. Yes, guy. And in addition to a will, living trust is better than a will, because a will just kind of tells them what you're leaving behind, but it doesn't necessarily give it to the person until you go through probate and make sure your debts are paid and all that stuff, and that can take a long time.
Yeah, Tanjareen know what to give everybody.
But if you have a living trust, they don't get to say where your stuff goes, because a will doesn't take care of that by itself. In the truck, that was dope. Now, Tank, he had pickup trucks all this time, but now he's moved on to a nice luxury SUV.
I just have an SUV.
A nice luxury SUV.
I have a regular SUV.
And that's why he got better gas mileage, because that truck, the trucks he had, they wouldn't.
Do you think that's the difference? Is that the reason?
Of course. Them trucks were gas guzzlers.
How about that? I never thought about that.
Xavier says, me and baby girl needs a hair braider in Georgia. Okay, you guys, if anybody knows one, Monty's giving you applause.
Thank you, Monty.
And he says, facts.
So what did you save?
For marriage for you, I saved, let's think. Because I was already doing your laundry. I was already being an amazing, good listener. Did I save anything for you? I feel like full trust and going all in came after marriage. I feel like I've always had a I don't really care attitude about men, even though I might not have shown that to you. But the full on trust, I'm giving my whole heart, you know, this is the one thing. I think that came after marriage.
That's very interesting. That's major.
Yeah, I think that's what I say for you. If I think of something else, I'll let y'all know.
That's what I saved. I think I saved my whole heart.
I know you got it. So I think that's when you got it. Hey, y'all too. My favorite people in the house. Hey, Barb Owens. Hey, don't be talking about trucks like that. Now, Tank, you know they're gas guzzlers. I don't see anybody telling me what they're saving for marriage. Is everybody just doing everything?
Or what you're saving?
Or do you think that it's a good idea or a bad idea?
I feel like when it comes to anything sexual, you need to try things before you get married, even see what you like, to even see if you're compatible with somebody that you're going to be with for the rest of your life, hopefully, that they do what you enjoy. Also,
but what if it's against your spiritual beliefs to have any kind of sex? Ooh.
Then it's great that y'all haven't done anything and y'all will both discover that together. But if it's unmatched, if it's unbalanced, meaning he's been smashing a lot before her or vice versa, as the man, I think it will work if you were a virgin as a man and a woman is not, and then she's teaching you things or you're like exploring through her and she's tried it. That's great. But if you're a man and you marry a virgin, it's like, oh God.
Is it boring?
It's boring because who knows if she's going to be open to try things. And unless he's over the age of 35 or 40, he's probably not done everything. So he's gonna be like, oh God, I'm stuck. But if she's with an older guy, he's probably like, yeah, you know what? I done tried everything. I done tried honey. I done tried Miracle Whip. I done tried peanut butter. I just want regular missionary for the rest of my life. Then it's,
if he's over it. So the question, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, this is episode number 28 of the Marriage Go Round podcast, live with Tanjareen and CT.
I'm CT.
He's CT. And the question is, what are you saving for marriage? Sometimes a woman says, I'm not going to do this or that until he's my husband. I'm not cleaning for him. I'm not doing butt stuff. I'm not doing this or that until he's my husband. I like saying butt stuff.
I know. I'm not into butt stuff.
A husband might say, I'm not going to, be faithful, or I'm not going to provide for her. I'm not going to pay this bill or whatever until she's my wife. So I just want to know if there's anybody out there who's saving something for marriage, or who did say something for marriage. So let's see what some of your answers are. Mr. Williams says, my coupons, with the laughing emojis. Okay. Reggie Williams says, y'all still using them blinds behind y'all? You so silly, Reggie. Always trying to take stuff from our house. Ashley White says, saving my kitty cat for marriage, especially my freaky side. Oh, so she's saving it all for marriage. And we know Ashley has a freaky side because she does poems on my Tanjareen's Top Talent, and the last few have been pretty sexual. So somebody give her a ring so you can get some. Xavier Steele says, for marriage, sexually, eating that butt and toes. Okay, you can't just be on everybody's toes. I get that. Faithful, thankful, happy. Marion Michelle Heel Braid Boy, has a long name. Saving my money for married. No, really? He's married though.
He is married.
I saved my most motivated self for marriage. Oh, is that fair though? Is because a woman won't even know if you're marriage material if she doesn't see any motivation in you. Please elaborate.
But he's married now, so it's like the fact that he saved his motivation.
Right, but how does she even know he was worth it to even?
It's a surprise in the box.
It's all bullcrap. Hammy says that name is bullcrap. But Aaron. I'm saving my money for marriage and eating certain body parts. Okay, so where you put your mouth on her body is saving for marriage. So you just gotta, really, it depends on her hygiene. No, we don't have children's CD. It depends on her hygiene, and I'm guessing you won't marry somebody whose hygiene you don't love.
Hopefully.
But I've dated people, or maybe gone out one time with somebody, or maybe not gone out with them, because when I hugged them, their regular body scent, I was like, ooh, I don't think that I would want to be close or intimate with this person. And my mouth wouldn't go anywhere on them. So we probably,
after 2 marriages, I'm saving my 3rd marriage for a treasure and not a trash.
For a treasure and not trash. Shaking my damn head. Okay, so you're divorced right now, Xavier. You've been married twice. I think you're a single father and a military person, if I remember correctly. Okay, so you're saving.
I saved my true self, meaning I've done things with Tanjareen that I've never done with anybody. Big thing, traveling. I'm a homebody. I was content with just being in the apartment that we had, let alone a house, and being like, all right, I'm gonna just stay here. We can go to, maybe the beach could be a vacation day for a couple hours.
And that was so hard to get him to go to the beach, you guys. He would not leave the city. He said, no, I've seen pictures of that place. I don't need to go to it. I know what it looks like. I don't want to be out of town. I might get an audition. That was what he would always tell me.
And it was coming from a place of not having.
Yeah, so place of lack and fear.
Place of lack and fear. Like, oh, I don't want to not be here because I'm going to miss an opportunity. And then you start realizing you create your own opportunities and the energy. And when you're grateful, you attract more things to be grateful for. So I began traveling with her. I definitely always wanted to provide for my wife, in theory, as a kid. But Tanjareen made me want to take care of her after she showed me that she took care of me.
Yay! And I did not expect him to be providing for me. It's just a big bonus, but I see the pride that he takes in doing so. And even when we talk about other couples who the guy might not want to provide, and he's just like, how could you do that? How could you be that way to your woman or your wife? And I'm just like, oh, he really takes pride in that part of his manliness, and I really, really appreciate it.
And that's no slight to anybody's home. I'm just telling you what I like doing for Tanjareen because of what she did for me. It's not like a random girl could come into my life and be like, ooh, let me take care of you. It's like, no, you wasn't with me when I was shooting in the gym.
There you go.
Have you ever picked me up from a bus stop? Have you ever been like
oil for the car when it was, what was it, antifreeze?
Oh, it was antifreeze. Have you ever been like, this car is our car, what you need? And it's like, oh my God, that's love.
That is love. Renee Jones.
Because I've had several cars and they're all mine.
Renee is married. She says we were already doing the try before buy by living together. So nobody should be holding out on nothing. That's a good point. If you're living with somebody, it might be hard to save something. Xavier says eating certain body parts. And then this one says, nice try, CT, tangerine spelled like the fruit. Wasn't no virgin, hence your reply. Barb says, well, I'm saving myself for more pleasures in my marriage.
What does this mean?
Probably what you were talking about sex and doing wild stuff or something earlier.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Nice try. I would never want to marry a virgin, fam. Maybe that's
what he's talking. That's what he's referring to. He's saying he would never marry a virgin. You said that, and he's saying Tanjareen wasn't a virgin. Maybe.
Yeah, thank God she wasn't. What are you talking about?
Reggie says, I didn't eat cat until marriage. I didn't know what I was doing, by the way. You know what? I respect that because you can't be eating everybody's cat. We just finished talking about
also,
hygiene.
I'm not calling it cat.
Well, it's an emoji. I didn't want to say.
No, I know what you didn't want to say. I'm just talking about in general.
My mom used to call it kitty cat. Did you wash your kitty cat good, baby? I'd be like, yes, mommy, I got in all the little crevices and creases. Like
my stepmom was the first person I ever heard use that term with my little sister.
Kitty cat?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was like, no, she called it cootie cat. And I was like, ugh. Every time she said it, it just sounded disgusting.
Cootie cat. Let's see. Nothing since I don't see it happening anymore. Are you referring to us?
Scopes. He's talking about marriage.
Oh, you don't see getting married happening? Oh, Amos. Amos has had a fun life, though. You having a fun life as a single bachelor in the Netherlands, so I'm not mad at that. Barb says, it's hard to do some of these freaky things to guys you're dating, so I can't give up on that real freaky side until marrying a man. They want too much, so I can't wait. True. LOL. It's hard to do some of these freaky things to guys you're dating, so I can't give up that real freaky side until marrying a man.
Here's the problem. Don't hold out too long, because he might not come. You might as well have fun while you're there.
But then will she belong to the streets?
No, she's only belonging to the streets if her demeanor is.
Also, so she's classy and wild and whorish. It's okay.
Listen, man, people have wiped up worse and better. People have wiped up angels and been like, oh, I should have got a rat. And people don't wiped up rats and said, I should have got an angel. So it's really about the person's preference.
Oh, okay. Bars. What's the biggest changes you made since being married? Aaron Smith wants to know.
Biggest changes. Communicating.
Yeah. He's a great communicator. And even more so, he was always a good communicator. I think in school, we were both really good in English and not so good in math. So we're good at writing and reading and all that. So communicating is part of that. But when you add emotion to it, when you're really, really passionate about your point, it might be a little more difficult to communicate. But I think in our relationship, we both have gotten great at getting our points across. So that's the biggest change that he's made since being married. Me, since being married, is my biggest change is time management. Because as a woman, we already tend to want to put the man before us and make sure he's happy, make sure he's fed, make sure he's this. But also running a house and having to tend to each of the rooms of the house, and then running my own business, Citric Cinema, and then being an actress, and then making sure my man is taken care of. Biggest change for me since being married is just figuring out time management and how can I make sure that I am keeping myself in self-care taken care of, making my man take care of, making sure the house is taken care of. It's been something that I'm still learning to work on. Oh, we got two people in the green room. We want to go to them? Hold on just a second. I'll come right to you guys in a second. I think I would have to say trust too. As I've gotten older, things has changed, but trust has been consistent in what I'm saving. So you're not going to trust the guy you're just dating. You're just going to you're going to wait until you get the ring to actually fully trust him. Is that what you're saying, Kiara? Complete trust, that is. Got you. Tank says we've been together from a young age. I'm not sure what I say for marriage, but I do know ever since we met, my future always had her in it. Oh,
that's real.
Oh, I think your wife's name is similar to mine. Is it Sherry or something like that? I love hearing that, Tank. Oh, some of the save those paid off vehicles, gentlemen. What do you mean? Save the paid off vehicles. Save the paid off vehicles. Barb, in some of y'all skills, I watched how y'all chose the girl. Oh, in some of y'all skits, I watched how y'all chose the girl and agreed to stuff. But if y'all want to be sneaky on the side, then no, I wouldn't agree.
I don't understand.
Okay, we talk about comedy skits. Maybe she's talking about when we pretend to have threesomes or something. We agree to freaky stuff. If you want to be sneaky on the side, then no, I wouldn't agree. Okay, so just making sure everything's on the up and up, I guess. But those are skits, so take those with a grain of salt, y'all. Hi, I'm from Africa. Well, hello. Thank you for watching all the way from Africa. CT is right. I can wait. Trust me. I can wait. Trust me. Okay, Barbara's saying she's gonna wait. Remember, you said don't wait too long. You guys look good. May God give you, more grace. Thank you. I appreciate that. Communication, Black love. When are new episodes of Family Time coming? Beyonce. I don't think they're coming. We have not filmed Family Time since the year 2019. Luckily, we shot 2 seasons in 2019. So that second season, which we call season 8, aired in 2020. It is now 2023. So I don't think you should look for any more episodes of Family Time unless you hear us announce this amazing news that is coming back. I agree, Tanj. I struggle with time management. My ass always tired. Shay Nicole, Marche Nicole, you be trying to do the most, just like I be trying to do the most. We try to keep our people happy and also run our business and also keep the house. And Marche can cook really, really well. So she's also taking time to cook and clean. It's a lot, but time management matters. And what I say to everybody that's about to get married, especially you wives, Marche Nicole, don't do anything now that you're not willing to do for the rest of your life after you get married. So if you are spending 20 hours a day catering to your spouse now, they're going to expect that after you're married and for the rest of your lives. Just remember that. Sherry, that is her name. Okay, got it. Yay, didn't miss this episode. Hey, Rachel Irving, how have you been? All right, let's get to, y'all funny though. Thank you, Mr. Tasha, Beyonce, I guess you're a girl. Real faithful love has no color like the neighborhood with Cedric, the entertainer, and Pam. If you believe that, that means no more handstands. Marche Nicole knows how to work a pole, I heard. All right, let's get to the first person in the studio audience today. I'm going to scoot a little closer to CT so they can be on the other side of the screen. But let's welcome to episode 28. They are booby twerking, booby twerking, booby twerking. It is Ashley Elise. What's up, Ashley? How you doing today?
Good. How are y'all?
Oh, fantastic. Let me turn this volume up real quick. I thought I did that already. Say something.
Hello. Pop, pop, pop.
Oh, it works differently now. Okay, we're just going to have to hear you. Well, hi. What is your question? Where are you calling from first? And what is your question?
I love how y'all say, where are you calling from? Caller number 9. From Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. Studio. Sorry about that. I had to turn the volume up. Say something.
I'm here.
There, bam. There we go. Okay. Now, welcome to the show. Where are you located? And then tell us your question.
Charlotte, North Carolina. So, my question is, what is the best? I said, what is the best relationship advice that you have given to someone and that someone has given to you?
Best relationship advice would be what I just gave to Marche Nicole and everybody else listening. It was given to me by my very good friend and line sister, Melissa. And she told me that when we weren't even married. Well, I wasn't married yet, but she said, don't do anything now that you're not willing to do for the rest of your life. And I took that to heart and I pulled back on some stuff because I was like, wait a minute, this is a lot of work. And I don't want this man to get used to this because I'm not going to be able to spread myself that thin. So Would
you stop doing?
Well, you realize how I never iron for you and I tell you I don't know how to iron?
Shantae. Oh, yeah.
Marche, could you tell Shantae, who's calling right now, that we live on the show?
What up, Shantae?
Hey. Shantae, if you want to be on camera, click the link.
First of all, Shantae's driving. I can tell because I can hear her background. So we live. Bye.
Shantae Wayans, ladies and gentlemen, she's not watching, but she's about to. So that is Marche's better half. You want me to list everything I don't do for you so you can start asking me to do it for you?
No, just thinking about it. Ironing was a good example.
Comedy is the best love. Well, I used to when we were dating, and I don't mind doing this sometimes now. But I used to He used to come home really, really, really late at night. We weren't even living together, actually. He would just come over, maybe come home, I don't know. But it'd be super late at night, and I would just wake up and cook for him. 3 a.m, I would just make a meal.
Yeah.
Which is great. But that's then going to affect my day of getting started at a decent time to do the things that I need to do as a business owner and as an actress and who has auditions back when you used to have to drive to the auditions and all that. So at some point, hey, Shantae. So at some point I was like, okay, maybe I should stop getting up in the middle of the night and cooking. And if anything, have it already cooked or something like that. So I do it sometimes.
Your time management got better with that. Okay. Yeah. But those aren't things that you stop. The ironing was a great example, even though if I've been in a crunch, you'd be like, all right, I'll iron this for you. Yeah. But it's not something that but I'll give you that.
Marche says, I stopped walking her dog and stopped staying up for her to come home. Marche Nicole and Shantae is watching. So let's see what Shantae has to say. The question is, what's the best advice you've gotten since you've been in a relationship, since you've been married? And I said, don't do anything before you get married that you don't want to do for the rest of your life. And that's what Marche said, just to catch you up, Shantae.
Mine would have been actually from Tanjareen. Yes. Come home. Always come home. And it was like, that makes sense, right? Best piece of advice was from my late uncle, JR, when he said, don't go to bed angry. And that seemed so surface to hear at the time. He's like, hey, don't go to bed angry. But then realizing the difference that it makes when you don't go to bed angry, you wake up in a better mood. So even if y'all disagree on something, a kiss before bed or a hug or I love you changes everything.
And what I was gonna say, let me see, Brickov, I don't know how to say it, Brickva says, does Tan have a sister? I need some of those 3 a.m. meals. That's funny. Cooking in the middle of the night? I know, Marche. 3 a.m. cooking meals? Exactly. I was doing it on a regular basis, and I was like, I probably should stop this so I don't have to do this all the way into my 50s and 60s and 70s. One thing that your uncle gave us a good advice on that I loved was he always kisses his wife before he left the house and when he got home. And so we started doing that too. And it really feels a good connection because even if we're not in the best of moods, I come over and give him a kiss and then he, cheers up, or maybe he'll try to turn away from me and I'll keep tickling him until he gives it to me. But that always, it always makes him happy. And that's a great way because I would hate for anything to go wrong while we're apart and be like, oh, the last time we talked, we didn't kiss and we were mad at each other, whatever. So kissing before and after we see each other is always great. I love being home, but I realize you have to separate sometimes. Okay. I don't believe in that stuff, Keith Wright says. Do you have another question, Ashley?
Not that I know of, but I will be sending you this. This is a
Poetic Feelings. I like it.
So Ashley wrote a poetry book. You can get it on Amazon. It's called Poetic Feelings. This is what it looks like. Her name is Ashley White, but the book says A.E. White. So I guess that's her writer pseudonym, but support the book, Poetic Feelings. And
I'll be sending you one and autograph it for you.
Thank you so much. I'll see you on Tanjarene's Top Talent, which will be tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Booby twerk, booby twerk, booby twerk. Wear a tank top tomorrow. Bye.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye, Ashley.
All right, we have somebody else in here. Let me see. Best relationship advice I can give anyone is move away from your family members. I actually heard myself. I was rewatching a podcast that I did with your friend Chicken Hawk, Lawrence Killebrew. It's here on my YouTube page. It's called The Relationship Hour. And I gave that advice to the audience. I said three types of advice. And then the third one, I said, make sure that your spouse's parent, if their mom doesn't live in your same city because it keeps you guys, getting along. And I didn't remember that I said that because that was like a year or two ago when I did that podcast. But you're giving that same advice. Best relationship advice I can give anyone is to move away from your family members. I know a couple who they moved by the husband's family members, and the husband's family members are always in and out the house and always judging the wife and calling her unattractive and complaining about the way she cooks and the way she keeps the house. And it's very tolling on their marriage. So I can get that. If you guys don't all get along, I can understand that for sure. Kisses before and after must be a Moody thing. Oh, Jackie Moody says, yeah, because George Moody is the one who told us that. How long have y'all been married?
Young Jack. We
have been married since 5/14/14, which means in May it'll be 9 years. But the first time we had a date was watching the Golden Globes in January 17th of 2010. So 13 years ago on next week will be.
You know what's funny?
Since we've been together.
This is completely random before you get to the next comment.
Okay.
I've always called Jackie Jack. like
Oh,
forever.
okay.
And it wasn't until like last night I saw the spelling of her name, and her name is literally Jack Quillen.
Oh, she has the C and the K before the Q?
Yeah, how about that? That's crazy.
Rare.
I never knew that. All right.
Well, hey,
What's the
Jack.
next one?
All right, so Kiara says, takes notes, kiss before and after. Got it.
Yeah.
Just got in, have to go rewatch. Yes, hey, Latasha. Latasha, shout out to you. She's the newest member of Team Tanjareen. She joined the Discord, and she has been rewatching all the Shoot Your Shots episodes and posting very detailed captions comments underneath it of what she felt about the shooters and the special guests. I really, really appreciate your support, and I appreciate you keeping me going in the algorithm on YouTube. So thank you so much, Latasha. Amos Coach says that saving stuff for marriage doesn't really make sense to me. I would think the reason to decide to get married would be that the other person showed and proved that she's willing and able to give her all to me because of who I am and not because of some official paper.
Yes, and I agree with you 1,000,000%. What I did was more so my intention, but also at the same time, the way my life was going. So it would have been unfortunate if Tanjareen wasn't my wife, because then a girlfriend would have reaped the benefits of what she gave me. You know what I mean? So I think all of that comes into play. I think people who actively say, I'm going to save this or save that, aren't present in their current relationships. And they're always thinking something's better. Something better has to happen for them to be a better person. And that's not right.
That's true. And that's why I couldn't think of something that I saved for him, because I really I showed him, I'm a good catch. I'm a great catch. I told you I'd be a good girlfriend, and look what I can do.
She literally told me I would be a great girlfriend to you. And I was like, who says that? And she's like, I would be. And I was like, all right. Wasn't paying her no attention. And then we got together, and it was like, touche.
And then while we were dating, we would have these like play arguments, and he'd be like, my next girlfriend ain't gonna act like this. My next girlfriend ain't gonna say such and such. And I had to say, hey, let's not talk about no next girlfriend, because if you're doing that, what are we doing? We're living the present. If you're already thinking about having a next girlfriend, then I'm wasting my time. And he stopped doing that, and I married him. Yay.
These are great points.
Yay. Let me see what this says. Moms wanted to be different, Shantae Wayans says. I'm going to love my children's spouses, even if I don't, Monty says. Monty has 2 kids, and she's going to be supportive. Booty rubs every night for the wife is also a must, Reggie Williams. I like that. A good booty rub is very comforting.
Can't beat it.
I love it. Let me tell you something. If I walk past this man and he don't grab my butt, he mad. Something ain't right. Whether I got on clothes or not. If he don't reach for me, I got to turn around and say, what happened? What'd I do? Why you mad? Brickva says, nah, when I was married, I got along better with my in-laws than my wife. LOL. That's why you're not married no more. In fact, your sister says she gets along really, really well with her in-laws. She says that, they really, really get along great. So that's that's wonderful. Tan and CT, is this your first marriage? Absolutely.
And last.
First and only. Absolutely. Where's Shoot Your Shot, Tan? Show was dope. I see others copied it. Oh, it got copied like crazy. And I'm definitely bringing it back this year. I am working on some stuff, but meanwhile, I'm going to have to be posting clips of it as reels and shorts, because that's all any social media platform is focused on, is short form content. And my show, as you know, was during the pandemic when everybody was stuck at home doing nothing, and it could go an hour and a half to 2 hours and everybody would still watch. We even had a couple episodes that went 3 hours and people who tuned in the whole time. But now it's all about what can you do to entertain me in 60 seconds or under 90 seconds. So Shoot Your Shot is coming back, but first I got to get the algorithm built up, and I just got to post a bunch of short clips and get you guys to be able to see my stuff, because I'll see people in person and be like, oh, you guys don't post anymore? Where's your videos? Somebody was at our house today like, yeah, I never see you guys unless I search for you. So I got to get back in the algorithm before I waste anybody's time to come and be a guest and have people shooting and all these great questions, and then all of a sudden nobody saw the episode. Let's see. She's a woman of her word, Marche says. Hey, Danae. I love the emojis. Thank you, Danae, for the 30 stars. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, my stars are enabled here on Facebook, and Super Chat is enabled on YouTube. If you send me anything, I will stop the show and send you kisses just like this. These kisses are just for you, Danae. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you for sowing seeds onto this tangerine tree, Danae. I appreciate you. Thank you, Kara, for letting me know. I can't wait, Marche Nicole, to marry you. They're engaged, you guys, and they're getting married in May of this year. What's the date, Shantae? We inviting everybody who's watching. Tell us the address. Put the address in the chat. Let's see. You took old episodes down. No, CD, just type shoot your shot in my page. They're there. They're under live. Oh, we got somebody else in the green room that I forgot was there. As Shantae lets us know the wedding date. Let's get to this person. It is
CobraTay.
Hey, CobraTay, unmute yourself. Where are you located? Definitely will participate in Shoot Your Shot. Did not find the BT Kings episode. Okay, I'll let you know, Latasha, where it is. I'll put the link for you. Hi, CobraTay. How you doing? Where are you located?
I'm fantastic. I'm blessed. Highly favored. I'm in Baltimore, Maryland, as always.
Excellent.
Nice.
Excellent.
My question is, in a relationship, in your opinion, how many times you think you should have a date night?
Probably once a week, to be honest, at the least. Like, do something with your spouse. And it doesn't have to be y'all go out somewhere. Y'all just do something, even if it's like an hour. Eat lunch together. Watch a movie together. Watch a TV show. It doesn't have to be an hour TV show. It could be a sitcom length, whatever. Yeah, once a week at the least.
And try to do something without the kids. Because a lot of times when the kids are under the age of 5, you do everything with them. You take a trip with them. You take them to Disney World. You do all this fun stuff. But you don't get to connect with that person that you fell in love with and remember why. So try to get, like he said, at least an hour where you guys are doing something, watching something, going to lunch. Even if you're at work and you meet each other for lunch or coffee breaks. Try to do that. Just a minute, baby. Try to do that at least once a week so that you can keep the things going. We do more than once a week. We do almost every day, try to like spend time together or try to go somewhere or order from a new restaurant. And then we do what I told you guys we do called month anniversary. Once a month, we try to pick a place we've never been to or have an experience we've never had and do that together just to keep things going. Thank you, Marche Nicole, for the 50 stars. Those kisses are just for you. And Danae says that she sent 50 stars earlier and we did not know. So Marche Nicole and Danae, those kisses are just for you. Thank you so much for sowing seeds into this tangerine tree. Reggie says he looks like he played in the TV show The Wire. And he is in Baltimore. That makes perfect sense. Are you a fan of that show, CobraTay?
No,
Did you ever watch it?
I watched all the seasons of The Wire, but I ain't really getting into it like that. I mean, I watched it, but I wasn't into it like that.
Gotcha.
Dang, that's funny. All right, anything else, CobraTay?
I mean, it's a question even though CT already answered it before, but I gotta ask it again. Hey, CT, when we getting Tangereen on the game, man?
Here's the thing. I apparently have dissuaded her from wanting to play the game, but she should play the game. She would have a lot more fun, but I would drain her time on that game. She could do nothing else but play the game.
The problem with me is anything I do, I give it my all and I put a lot of energy into it. And that's why I don't smoke weed, because I'd be the type of person that would have blunts rolled up in a basket when people came over, and I would have, the finest of all the medicinals, and I was just overboard if I did it. And if I played video games, I would want to be the best, and I would be spending hours a day doing that. And sing it for me. And no one ever was. And I would just put too much into it. So that's why I never started playing. And then when I first started dating him and I saw that he liked the games, I said, "Hey babe, do you want me to learn how to play so I can play with you?" And he's like, "Nah, I don't like girls that play video games with me." And I was like, "Okay, cool. I'm off the hook." Then years later, he was like, "Hey, why don't you ever play with me?" And I was like, "You do remember that you said you don't like that, but now I don't have to worry about it." I'm off the hook. I was like, "Damn, did you just not pay your light bill? It just got dark where you were. What's going on over there, Tay?"
I also didn't think, like at that time, you got to ask me things at a certain time. And when she asked me that, I was probably like, just get out of here. You know what I mean? So I wasn't giving her the time and credit she deserved compared to now. I'm like, "Oh, you should play." But, again, if she played, she would only play the games I play, and she would not get anything else done because her time management is different than mine.
For sure. Marche says, CT taught us that. Make time for us. Look at that. Look at that. Good job. Thank you, CobraTay, for your question. I hope I see you on Tanjarene's Top Talent tomorrow at 5 p.m. my time, 8 p.m. your time. Okay?
Okay. ACT.
Yeah.
Just want to let you know, man, I'll be on the game next month. That's when I start my new job and they didn't get paid anything. So my internet will be back.
Nice.
And if Tange will play the game, she'll be another CobraTay. I can guarantee that.
CobraTay. Okay, thank
Next
you.
Next month, man. Avengers, you know where I'm at.
Yeah, I know.
CobraTay.
See you. Y'all have a good day.
Peace.
All right, man.
He's so supportive of both of us. We really appreciate it. Shantae said, "Thank us for the stars, because I have to put in half, Tange." That's hilarious. So for the 50 stars I got from Marche, here's kisses for you too, Shantae. Thank you for sowing seeds onto this Tanjareen and CT tree.
Shout out to Tanjareen for taking my braids out with one hand.
That's what somebody said. Hold on, I got another person in the studio, but this says, CD says, Tanj hella focused. She took out CT hair with one hand and barely looking at him. Impressive.
That is impressive. I'm extremely impressed. You've never done this before.
Thank you for noticing. I appreciate you, CD. And down here, let me read this one. King Snid says, if CobraTay watched all the seasons of The Wire, he's a fan. That's a good point. Because he didn't stop watching it. That is a good point. Reggie says, don't do it, Tanjareen Thomas. CT be camping. Oh, you be camping? Oh, when you play?
On the new one, I got to camp because I don't know what to do yet.
He didn't deny it, Reggie.
But on the maps that I know of, no, I don't be camping.
Monty says Tanjareen would be obsessed with that game. She would be a master at it, though. I appreciate you, Monty. I appreciate you. Let's take this next person in the studio. Our show is almost in our last 5 minutes. And let's welcome to the show, Xavier Steele with the porn name. What's up, Xavier Steele?
What's going on, everybody? How you doing? What up, CT?
Good. Look at this lighting. Look at the ceiling. Oh, my goodness. This is amazing. Where are you located?
I'm over here in Georgia.
Over here in Georgia. What part of Georgia?
In Evans, North Georgia.
North Georgia. And you were in the military, right?
Yeah.
Once in the military, always in the military.
And what branch?
I did 3 years in the Navy and I did 12 in the Army.
Man, thank you for your
One
service.
wasn't enough. Thank you for your service. And you do something with science and nano, something smart, I remember.
Yeah, chemical, biological, radiological, but I'm in flight school right now.
All right. What is your question about relationships, sir?
Well, more of a statement, less of a question.
Okay.
You know, you were talking about saving things. You know, I saved a lot during my my second marriage. You know, I put everything I had into it, you know, the faithfulness, loyalty. But there's a part of you that you have to save that nobody can actually speak about. Now, I used to go to the nail shop and the hair shop with her to try to learn, you know, what was going on, because I didn't understand. You know, as a man, I was like, well, you know, all this nail stuff, this, you know, female stuff, you know, so you want to go and learn and be a better husband. So I went and learned how to do nails.
Oh,
but
wow.
Yeah, I went and learned how to do the fill-in and what all that, you know. So when I learned how to do that, you know, I would try to do a date night once a week or once every 2 weeks. The thing is, when you do that kind of stuff, you open yourself up to vulnerability because she can use that against you in an argument later on.
How?
After months pass and, you know, you have a bad, you know, fight or something, basically she'll throw it in your face, you know, oh, well, you're gay or you're a faggot because, I'm sorry, you're a F word, or drop bombs on you. Because you did this for me, X, Y, and Z, because you did these things and you learned these things and you did them for me. Yeah.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, I'm never doing this shit again. Really? You're going to take this and you're going to twist it up and
First of all, 2 things. Number one, there's two sides to look at something. If I start to go out and get my nails done and then my man learns how to do nails, the insecure side of me will be like, oh, does he think I'm cheating? And now he don't want me to leave the house, so he's going to make me get my nails done here? So why is he doing this for me so that I can't go to do this self-care thing where I get out the house and relax? But the other side of that is, wow, this man is really nice to go out and learn how to do this so he can take care of me and pamper me is incredible. I have pictures of this man doing my nails and doing nice things for me, just painting them, nothing fancy, but just the fact that he would take the time.
Look, it's all it was arts and crafts. It turned out to be arts and crafts. Yeah.
But the second thing I want to say is that we shared a DM meme, a DM video that said, be careful of what somebody says to you when they're angry, because they've been waiting to say that mess for a long time. So I don't know, because that shouldn't have made her go to that.
Yeah.
That's uncalled for.
I'll tell you this.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. That's why I say, you know,
I want to give you this, and I want you to take this with you, and I want you to remember this. She just didn't deserve you, bro. The fact that you learned a skill for the love of your life at that time, the fact that you learned a skill and a trade for someone you love is admirable. And I want you to keep that skill and trade up, because the next lady that you deal with will deserve that and will appreciate that. And unfortunately, she didn't. but it's fortunate to you that you have a skill that you can not only monetize, but you can actually flood the stable with these hoes that want their nails done, and you can just do them.
Guy Trip says,
But
sir, you went above
the
and
thing was
beyond.
just for the enjoyment.
Wait,
You know,
hold
it was to
on.
have a spa night.
Say it again.
It was just for the enjoyment to have a spa night. It wasn't anything nefarious like you know, oh, I don't want her to go anywhere, so I'm gonna try to control the narrative. No, it was genuinely, well, all right, she finds this so much interesting that she wants to take, you know, however many dollars it is to go and do this, but you know, what can I do to make this like a date thing? Like, she likes this.
Yeah.
Let me bring this to her, type of deal. And so I said, well, you know, let me go ahead and, you know, but yeah, definitely good advice. You know, doing the toes and nails, you know, we took pictures and stuff, baked cakes and all that stuff, but then it gets flipped and turned around on you, man. It makes you not want to do it anymore. It really makes you just kind of like, I'm not going to do that for another person. I think I'll save that for, you know.
So Guy Tripp said you got to hustle now at least, so you can make money doing it. If you don't do it for your next girl, you
no, that's these hands aren't made for that kind of stuff in the first place. It was just a thing for her. That was all. You know.
Reggie Williams said you look like comedian D. Ray. That is hilarious. Another comment in here says CD says y'all got the same afro, facial hair, and black T-shirt. Why does this look like CT looking in a mirror?
I'll tell you this, man. I want you to get. Are you dating a girl right now?
No, I'm actually not dating anybody. I'm just going to school and taking care of baby girl.
Bro, I want you to do that nail thing for another woman, bro.
Lacey says his voice is amazing. Maybe you want to holler at Lacey. Amos says that voice is impressive though, with the pound. So he's single, you guys. Go ahead, CT.
Yeah, man, do it, bro. Like, get you another girl, pamper her. Man, I'm almost glad that happened to you, because it showed you that not everybody deserves the best version of you.
Yeah.
So now you know. Get to know a girl a little bit more. And what I mean by get to know a girl, you got to see how women react to you when they're angry. And that'll tell you if you can deal with them. Like for me, seeing how Tanjareen was when she got mad at me early on, I was like, I can deal with this. You know what I mean? But like, I remember there was this one girl I was like kicking it with, and she said something slick, and I was like, what? And she blew up, and I was like, I can't deal with this type of girl, because I'm going to hurt her. And at that point, hurting was just like, oh, if I give you these words, I'm gonna make you cry. I'm going to hurt your feelings. Yeah. You're going to be traumatized if I say what I know I can say to destroy you. And I was like, I don't need to ever be with somebody like that. So get you a girl.
Anybody that's gonna bring that savagery out, man, it's dangerous. It's very dangerous.
Dangerous, man. Yeah. Get into an argument with a girl, see how she handles anger, and then you'll know if you can deal with her.
And this woman was your wife?
Yeah, well, okay. I married my second wife within 53 days.
Okay, well, there you go. Like he said, get to know them first. Thank you so much, Xavier Steele, for supporting me since my first weeks of Shoot Your Shot. I appreciate you, and I'll see you soon, sir.
CT all day.
Hey.
My guy.
Y'all definitely did have the similar haircut. Let me see. Alma Lee. What's up, Alma Lee? She's Team Ring. She supports me on my Patreon, as so many of you do. It says, I would appreciate something like that. He might have other flaws, but I'd appreciate that.
See?
Exactly. Him far. I'm located in Midtown, Georgia. Latasha's and he's in Northern, he said.
Yep.
It's Bizarro CT, but seriously, I think you did a good thing for a bad person. Good point, King Sniz. How you doing, King Sniz? Is he in Michigan? No, Lacey. Is that where you are, Lacey? All right, you guys, we're coming to a close. This has been a fun hour. CT's ordered his food early. It's already here, so he doesn't have to be hungry and wonder what we're going to eat afterwards. He's in Evans, Georgia, y'all. He's in Evans, Georgia.
Nice.
So what shows do you have coming up? What do you have coming up?
Saturday night, I'm at the Comedy Store in the Belly Room. If you're in LA, come rock with your boy.
Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood.
Yeah, and tomorrow, back to streaming, Caffeine, 3 p.m. God damn, excuse me. This broccoli has got you with the burps. 3 p.m. on Caffeine is free. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
No, that's it. I
Yes,
keep it short and sweet.
download the Caffeine app. It is the app that is endorsed by Drake. They put a lot of money into it, and he streams there on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 3 Pacific, 6 Eastern. So that'll be tomorrow, a couple hours after he gets started. I'll be doing Tanjareen's Top Talent. I don't usually do it on Thursdays, but I had some work to do, and he was also streaming at 3. So Thursday, tomorrow, 5 o'clock, I will be here doing Tanjareen's Top Talent. So come in if you can sing, rap,
Tanjareen's Top Talent.
Tanjareen's Top Talent. Singers, rappers, actors, dancers.
Tanjareen's Top Talent.
Tanjareen. Love me some broccoli, Jack says.
Yeah,
I'm calling her
broccoli's
Jack.
fine.
Lord
Yeah,
have
Jack,
mercy.
man.
Facts, 100% VA on top.
Love Jack.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode. And if you guys have any other relationship questions, go ahead and put them in my Discord in the room that says Marriage Go Round. Put them in the comments under these videos. And also remember that you were watching this on YouTube, and the live chat is where you've been posting all this. Now go under the video on YouTube and put another comment so I can get in the algorithm, because these comments that you've been putting are on the side of the video. And when this video posts, it will have nothing underneath it. So please give us some love under this video on YouTube. Thank you so much for the thumbs up and for using a positive emojis under the video in Facebook. Thank you to our on-screen people, Xavier, CobraTay, and Ashley White. And thanks for watching. I will see you guys later. Are you doing any more video for YouTube? Yes, I am, Nigel. Stay tuned to make sure the bell is on for your notifications. Yeah, coming on late. Sorry, I missed most of the live. Annie, hello, Tanjareen Thomas, and Cool CT. What it do? Is what I think he's trying to say. Much love, everyone. CT, go get that wonderful hair washing coming up. Yes,
It's
yes,
about to be
yes,
crazy.
it's gonna feel so good. Thank you guys so much for watching. Good night. Peace.